Cheyenne FM and streaming live on the First Federal Facebook page.
Yes, indeed, it is a beautiful Friday morning, sitting at 70 degrees. It's going to get a little warmer today still, but the sun's supposed to shine most of the day at least. And it is time for the First Federal program. We're joined now by Todd Van Sickle. Good morning.
Thank you, Bruce. Good morning to you, too.
We are blessed with your presence 2 weeks in a row, and I like this.
I don't know about blessed. That's kind of a stretch.
Well, I mean, you're on here almost as much as other people, so...
As Moose looks over the shoulder to Tanner Lee, who's producing our show from Facebook Live today.
Good morning.
Morning,
Welcome.
Tanner.
And also we have a special guest, Karmin Reeves, President of Fulton County Habitat for Humanity.
Yes.
We'll talk to Karmin a little bit. Well, welcome, Karmin.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful morning, isn't it?
It is beautiful. I even walked around the block a couple times before I came in here.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were the early bird today, so that's good. Okay.
I was.
A lot going on with Habitat for Humanity. We have some exciting news going on.
We do.
And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But,
Absolutely.
Looking forward to that, Karmin. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
As I went into work a little bit earlier, I heard the courthouse clock, so it's up and running again now.
Yes, that is great. I got joked with the other day, well, at least now you guys know when the First Federal program needs to end. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, you guys always rely on the clock. You set it on the air. Oh, true.
You didn't say that sometimes it's 2 minutes early, though, right?
Right. This time it seems
I think
to be...
it's pretty close.
Yeah, it's not quite a minute early, but it's still a couple seconds early. But at least we have a guideline now.
So it's a hot summer weekend. Lots going on.
Yes.
You know what starts Sunday, Moose?
Preparation for back to school.
Well, that too. That's a good thing. It's Shark Week.
Oh, that is right. Yes, Shark Week kicks off Sunday. Yeah.
Did a little research about that. Do you know how long Shark Week's been going on?
I do not.
This isn't a trivia question.
Oh, okay.
1988.
Really? So it's older than me.
Could be.
Or a young one.
Only by... Actually, no. I did my math wrong. I'm a year older than you. Never mind. I know what year I was born in.
So, of course, I did research from the foolproof source Wikipedia, right?
Yes, because Wikipedia doesn't lie. It
Says it's the longest running TV event on right now.
Oh, okay. That would make sense.
But I thought, well, the Super Bowl is kind of long too, but I don't know if that would be in that same class.
Yeah.
So, Sharknado movies, have you ever watched one of them?
No, I haven't.
Tanner's shaking his head yes.
Yeah.
There's 6 of them, basically.
Yeah.
So the premise is there's a hurricane in Los Angeles that throws sharks in the air, and the first movie had some pretty well-known stars in it.
It did. I saw the list and I almost watched it because of that, but I just couldn't wrap my head around the whole Sharknado idea.
So just a little shark information. Florida has the most shark attacks in the U.S. There's usually 16 a year in the U.S. with 1 fatality. You know what the odds are of getting attacked by a shark and dying?
1 in a million?
1 in 3.7 million.
Oh, okay, so I was kind of close.
It's more likely that you'll die from a fall, which is 1 in 218, than get attacked by a shark and die.
Yeah, which then makes you go, well, why do we have so many movies about sharks attacking and killing people?
I think there's just this inherent fear of sharks, something that you don't know about control. Plus, it all goes back to one of the greatest movies of all time, Jaws. And Peter Benchley's book, and that's still a favorite to watch. I haven't watched it in a couple of years. Maybe if we ever get a rainy day, that's something good to maybe sit in and do. Or maybe a hot, avoid the heat this weekend and watch Jaws.
Yeah, watch it Sunday to kick off Shark Week.
Good idea. I like to also throw in some tech news typically. And last week we talked a little bit about the James Webb Space Telescope.
Yes.
As I mentioned, I'm a space geek kind of, so a little more space news today. Mattel announced this week that it's partnering with SpaceX on a new line of toys and collectibles inspired by the rockets from SpaceX and Tesla and Elon Musk. The toys will be available in 2023 through Mattel's Matchbox brand.
Oh, wow. I might just have to buy a couple of those.
You're too young to know Matchbox, probably.
No, I know Matchbox.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's good. Matchbox was a favorite toy of mine growing up.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of them still that my grandkids play with.
That's awesome. Do you have them in the boxes still?
No.
Yeah.
I have them in one of the Matchbox boxes that holds them.
I had one of those too, and I don't know what happened to it over the years from my parents' house. Just probably my mom used it for our grandkids, things like that. Those are some of my favorite toys. So be looking next year to get some SpaceX Matchbox toys.
Definitely.
We have Karmin Reeves joining us this morning from Fulton County Habitat for Humanity. So of course we have a Habitat for Humanity trivia question, Paul.
Oh no.
Between 1984 and 2019, it's a president question too, I know you'll like that. President Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalind have contributed to the building or repairing of roughly how many homes?
Ooh.
I'll just do some round numbers here. 4,300, 4,700, 5,100, or 5,600.
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to think about this through the show.
I don't know, Carmen, I don't know, you probably have somewhat of a clue, I bet.
Well, he works on a lot of them. He was up in Benton Harbor not long ago and up in South Bend just
They're
recently.
doing like 20 or 30 homes
And
at
they
a time.
do each,
Yeah.
almost every year they do multiple homes. And they may not get them all done, so I don't know whether or not they count the whole complex.
Okay. Well, I'll answer that question in about 25 minutes or so.
All right.
Tanner, with sports today.
Get the microphone set here. Good
Uh-huh.
morning.
Slacker. Morning.
I've been saying it the last couple of weeks, but I really feel like we're in a dead period for sports right now.
Yeah.
I think Wednesday was the first day all year of no professional sports.
Right. It used to be, I think it was Easter, and then the Wednesday of the All-Star break was always the one day that the four big professional leagues did not compete. But that's changed a little bit now. Now Easter they do, and even Christmas Eve used to be another day, but now the NFL,
Yeah.
they don't care.
And NBA.
NFL, yeah, they're all like, here, oh, big days, families
Yeah.
get together, more
Yeah.
people will be watching.
Ratings, money, yeah.
Yeah.
So it really is rare when there's a day that the big four don't compete in anything.
So what do you do Wednesday? Just like take a nap?
Pretty
Didn't watch
much.
anything, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Watch highlights, I guess.
Yeah.
But the All-Star break is coming on now. Baseball cranked up its second half yesterday and last night. Got some record updates since last Friday, my last one. Your Guardians are now above 500, Paul.
Yes.
And only like half a game or one or two
Yep.
games out of first place.
Yep.
I know.
So
Let's hope.
I think it's going to be a three-team race. I wouldn't count the White Sox out yet. Guardians are 46 and 44. White Sox are 46 and 46. And the Twins are a game up on the Guardians there. But the Tigers, I think you can count them out at 38 and 56.
Yeah.
So I think it's a three-team race there. Over in the National League, the Brewers are winning the Central still 50 and 43, but the Cardinals are right behind them at 50 and 44. Then you got the Cubs and the Reds duking it out to try not to get last. The division, the Cubs have a record of 35 and 57, and the Reds 34 and 57.
As the Cubs fans say, wait till next year.
Wait till next year is going to be the true thing for the Cubs. See if they spend money in the offseason.
And now he's going to talk about that team that I think everybody's to the point they're tired of hearing about.
The Astros?
Oh!
No. They're right on the Yankees' heels, though.
Yeah.
The Yankees have a record right now 64 and 30. Then Houston's up there, the Dodgers are up there, the Mets are up there. Those are probably your four that are getting the most bets placed on them in Vegas to make the World Series.
They
But
must all be cheating, you know?
The Yankees do every year, so, I mean, you know.
they just don't cheat very well.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to hear the ovations the Houston Astros players got in Los Angeles during the All-Star game. They got booed harder than their players.
Speaking of cheating, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's I think where every baseball fan can kind of get along right there is disliking the Astros the last couple of
So
years.
somebody hates another team more than the Yankees.
That's how I like to see it. So, but I had an argument the other day on my podcast. If the Yankees and Dodgers were to meet up, who the nation would be for?
Dodgers.
Yeah, and everybody still said the Dodgers. The Yankees fan was like, "Oh, come on! The Yankees haven't won anything since '09." But
I think there's consensus in the studio today of Dodgers.
yeah,
I saw Carmen.
I'm
That's who I
outnumbered.
used to root for.
Yeah.
I'm outnumbered.
You know, you said we haven't won anything since 09.
I know.
The '90s was the last time Cleveland even had a good shot at anything, and we still screwed that up.
You forgot
No. I remember it, but
You're not talking about it. Huh?
I'm not going to talk about that one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, your Browns will start training camp here soon. So.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, the other big sporting event this past week was the Open Championship, which I still always call the British Open. That was won by Cameron Smith. He finally won his first major championship. He'd been knocking on the door for the last 2 or 3 years, so finally kicked it down in a really impressive Sunday final round there. So
I was reading some things after that. Has he jumped ship from the PGA now?
not yet. The rumor I was reading yesterday was they think he, along with Hideki Matsuyama, who won the Masters last year, got to wait till the President's Cup's over in the fall and then take the big offers. But we'll see.
Why wait if they're going to do it?
I guess they want to play the President's Cup one more time before they're not guaranteed. Yeah.
It's PGA,
Yeah, just like the Ryder Cup. And that's the big thing golf right now, the Live Golf. If you're playing in the Live Golf, you're not eligible to play in the Ryder Cup, which is a big event between Europe and the U.S., so it's interesting. We'll see how it all plays out. But they're grabbing more and more guys. They grabbed 2 more Americans this week, Charles Howell III and Jason Kokrak. So not huge names, but they're still grabbing more guys every week.
Sports world's also always changing.
It is.
Expansion.
Yes.
2 leagues in golf.
Yes.
Some leagues still trying to struggle to make another NFL competitor.
Well, I saw the NCAA Division I Council this week's trying to get a rule passed to get rid of the one-time transfer rule and let athletes transfer as much as they want, anytime.
Oof.
So does that mean, like, say, if college basketball teams kind of out, they don't win their conference tournament, they could transfer to a school that's in the conference tournament or in the NCAA tournament?
I would like to think there'll be some parameters on that sort of thing, but
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
it's like, well, look, I was the best scorer of my team. We lost the game. I'm going to transfer to that school real quick because they're still running for that
right.
money.
And a lot of people are saying, well, professors on campus and students on campus, they can leave whenever they want. Why can't the athletes? I don't know. I just always believe you honor your commitment, and if you want to transfer one time, you can transfer once, and it's just changing so rapidly the last couple
You
of
have
years.
principle, morals, and values stuff.
Yeah, I try. So I don't know. I just can't believe how much college athletics has changed in the last couple of years, and I just don't know where the end is. It's just
It's going to look different.
very different.
Completely different.
Very different.
Everything looks different.
It's money driven right now.
Yeah.
Big time. But college football week 1 is less than 6 weeks away now. 6 weeks from yesterday, week 1 starts. Which there is a week 0 because Northwestern and Nebraska will be playing in Ireland the week before. But I still call week 1 the official start of college football. So,
Oh, yeah.
I get something pretty much every day from IU football. Countdown's like 42 or 43 days.
So they
now.
open up on a Friday.
Yeah.
Purdue opens up on a Thursday, and then Ohio State and Notre Dame play on a Saturday night, which will be the big attention getter of week 1, I think. So
Yeah, just tickets went on sale for that game last week.
just last week.
Yeah.
Is that at Notre Dame?
At Ohio State, and next year they'll play at South Bend. So home and home.
Yep.
So maybe someday Notre Dame will join the Big Ten. They could play every year. But
That's Labor Day weekend, I think, isn't it?
Yep.
That'd be a good way to spend Labor Day
Yep.
weekend.
Yep, and I don't know who the Monday game is this year. Usually there's a primetime game on Monday too. I know Georgia, the defending champions, host Oregon. I heard that this morning on a podcast I was listening to before work. So some big games coming up, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for football season. High school, college, and pro. Give it all to me.
Yeah.
Got a few tidbits here this morning. Not many though, Paul. 'Cause there's a lot of negative events on this day, so I'm trying to
Yeah, we
stick
don't
to the
want to talk
positive.
negativity.
On this day, 1959, Plan 9 from Outer Space premiered. I guess this is kind of negative because it was referred to as one of the worst films ever. I've never seen it, but I have heard of it just because it is on that list of worst films ever quite often.
Well, thanks for including that. It continues our space theme.
It does.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. I'm sure a lot of the space fans enjoyed it. Everybody else didn't because it was geared at one audience, and if you weren't in that audience, they didn't care.
Kind of like Sharknado, probably.
Yeah.
You know, the Sharknado, it's funny you mentioned it. I have not watched all 6 of them. I think I watched 3 of them, though. I remember when the first one was on TV, I was just scrolling through the channels, and I got on and I thought, this is so stupid and outrageous, I can't take my eyes off of it.
That's
And
what
it
they're
had me
shooting
hooked.
for.
And it had me hooked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I still can't believe they made 6 of them,
It's like any film starring Bruce Campbell.
On this day in 2019, Avengers Endgame became the world's highest grossing film, overtaking Avatar by earning $2.9 billion.
Well, I mean, it is better than Avatar. But
I'll agree with you.
That's a Marvel fan speaking. So.
It was a good one. And Marvel and DC and all the superhero movies just keep pumping them out and pumping out money. So.
It's a great time to be a nerd.
It was Nerd Day last Friday.
Yes.
And we do have some national days today. Today's National Hammock Day, National Creme Brulee Day.
Mm-hmm.
You ever had that, Paul?
No, I have not.
National Mango Day, and National, I'm not sure how to pronounce this word.
I'm not sure either. It's a Latin word, I know that.
Yeah. Punch?
Hey, Karmin Reeves.
Punch Fudge
I
Day?
don't know. If nothing else, the professor just walked in, so
Well,
he'll
yeah.
come out at the end of the show and
Or
be
the-
like, hey, this is how you
In the trading post, they'll be
Yeah.
ready to rock.
So it's fudge. I've learned that
It's fudge.
brown sugar vanilla fudge.
There we go.
Okay.
That's a lot easier to say.
Yeah, we'll just say brown sugar vanilla fudge day.
So have some upcoming events. Hope Floats is having an event this evening, Friday, from 5:30 to 7:30 on the courthouse square. There'll be food for purchase, music, games, and activities, and Habitat for Humanity will be making an appearance there.
Yes, we will, and we will have applications for people who are interested. And, excuse me, I will be there along with one of our high school representatives, Carissa Sloan from Tip Valley. And a lot of you may not know, we have a high school representative from Caston, Tip Valley, and, Carissa's from Tip Valley. And Caston, Tip Valley, and Rochester each have a high school representative.
So that's Hope Floats event tonight.
Hope
It's
Floats.
the Hope organization. You're involved with Hope also, I think, aren't
I
you?
was.
Okay, you were,
I was
sorry.
in the starting
Yeah.
of it when I was off of Habitat. Hope was just starting, and I was treasurer and help with the 501c3. Then instead of only taking 1 year break, I wanted to wait until the 501c3 was done, so I take 2.
So they're doing lots of good things for the community with providing help and first responder issues and trying to help with that.
Their biggest thing right now is helping the homeless too,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't understand we have homeless people here in Rochester.
Yeah, that's something that, you see somebody talking about homeless and they're like, oh, that can't happen in my hometown. And it is, people.
So also some other upcoming events. CASA, the Court Appointed Special Advocates of Fulton County, is hosting their first annual fishing tournament on Saturday, July 30th at Lake Manitou from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can reach out to Rick Rogers at 574-527-6613 or the Executive Director of CASA, Sherry Shepard, at 574-551-3658, or probably stop by the CASA office anytime to learn more information. But that's their first annual fishing tournament, so that sounds like a fun event for people. And also Habitat for Humanity is having their golf outing coming up next Saturday too.
Yes, and Tanner's sort of in charge of that. If he wants to speak to it, he's welcome to speak to it real quick, because he knows all the statistics. I know a few, but
Yes, we have our 10th annual Habitat for Humanity golf fundraiser, golf outing, next Saturday morning. That's at the Round Barn Golf Club at Mill Creek. Registration's at 8 o'clock a.m. Tee off at 9 o'clock will be a shotgun start. We're really, really close to having a full field. Really close. I think as of this morning we have one spot left for a team. We obviously will take whole sponsors up until the day of. If you want to be a whole sponsor for individual, business, organization, it's $100, and you'll get your business logo, name on a sign. So
it's a nice event for Habitat. It's a great fundraiser for them, and even if you're not participating as a team, go out and wish everybody luck to start with, and maybe drop a donation off. It's a good thing for Habitat.
absolutely, yeah. We'll have some things there that we can take donations for, and looking for a good day, hoping for some good weather. Gonna put Paul in charge of that, like we always do with
Great.
events going on.
We always come through.
Yes.
Well, I try.
So,
Mine's a little warm, I'll tell you
So
that.
I'd rather warm than rain, so
Okay.
that,
Cold.
and cold. So
Oh,
so
no,
that's
I'm going to
perfectly
make it
fine.
the coldest day of the year with the first snowfall on that day just for you,
Well,
Tanner.
if that happens, then I think the history's in the making there. So,
But thanks for information about the golf.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to a good day and a good event.
We'll hit some money news here, then we'll get back to Habitat. Money news, the Dow was up 162 points yesterday. News I saw, Netflix, the world's largest streamer, lost about 1 million subscribers in the 3 months ending June 30th. The reason they said basically there seems to be increased demand from other streaming platforms, so there's only a certain size of the pie and it can only be spread so many ways. So
Yep.
Netflix is losing subscribers, but others are growing.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on for the bank, we're open 8:30 to 5 today, 8:30 to noon tomorrow. Come in and check us out. We can meet any deposit needs or lending needs that you have. Stacy Wilson and Ben Dalton will help you with home mortgages. It's still never a bad time. The rates are a little bit higher, but historically the rates are still within a decent range. So if you have a need for a refinance or consolidation or you're looking to move, check us out. So we can do anything to help you out. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and equal housing lender, and our NMLS number is 399927.
And that makes us legal.
I got thumbs up for the nines today.
Yep.
Sometimes I too many, too little.
I always count them
Okay, thank you.
all. You're welcome.
Well, welcome, Karmin Reeves, President of Habitat for Humanity.
Thank you.
You've been involved with Habitat, and Habitat has a great history in Fulton County. How long have you been involved with Habitat?
Since February of 2005.
That's awesome.
So it's been a blessing to me, and grateful for all the help that our community has done and First Federal has done for Habitat.
Thank you.
Just tons of it. But the big news that I want to share, and I'm not even sure Tanner knows this news yet officially, the closing of the present house, 17th house that we have built, is in the process, and we are having an open house and dedication of the house Friday the 29th, the day before our golf outing.
Next Friday.
Next Friday, so it's at 4:30. We welcome people, businesses, anybody who would like to see the Habitat House. And let me tell you, this is a family of 6 living in there, 4 children and 2 adults, and it's a lovely home. I would trade mine in a minute. It's beautiful.
I've been in the home and helping work on it a little bit, and it's a very nice home. 17th home.
17th.
It's at the corner of 7th and Fulton, right?
7th and Fulton.
So that's 4:30 next Friday.
4:30 next Friday. So many of you that would like to see what we do, in conjunction with this house is Rochester Homes. I'm going to mention them because they do supply, and a lot of people don't understand that we pay for them to supply just the shell. Habitat and volunteers do the rest of the work, and the family, because the family has to put in 250 hours total for each of the adults in the family, which in this case is 2, and 15 hours for each of the children. And they've done that. In fact, some of their children painted bedrooms.
Right. I knew that, and it's a beautiful home, so come out and check that out. That's the 17th home for Fulton County Habitat for Humanity.
Correct, and that's since 1999 when they became official. The first house has already been paid off, and one of the other homes of the top 5, or first 5, have been paid
That's
off.
awesome. So Habitat's having a great influence in our community. You've been involved with leadership most of those years. So thank you for your service to Habitat and for the community, and keep continuing doing good work. Moving on after this house, after the open house and the closing.
We are looking for our next family, and right now we are in the present taking applications. And like I said tonight, I will have applications for people who want them, or you can go to our webpage, and it's spelled all the way out, Fulton County Habitat for Humanity.org, and you can get on there and get an application and mail it into our post office box number. which is 843.
And then if anybody has any questions about application particulars, they can get a hold of you or any
They
board
do,
member.
and my number's out there. It is not listed on the Fulton County Habitat page, and the reason being is I have a Nebraska number, but I'm willing to give it out. It's 402-689-1902. But because it's not a 574 number, they won't put it on the Habitat.
Yeah.
The webpage won't take it.
Okay. So lots of great things going on with Habitat. Getting ready to wrap up the 17th house, and the people are moving in soon after the open house. And it's an amazing accomplishment by Habitat. 17 homes in Fulton County over the years, and it's kind of unusual that Habitat in a smaller county like this is this successful. And it's a tribute to your leadership and the board members. And the community
It's not just
volunteers.
my leadership.
Well,
It's this community supporting Habitat and board members who are willing to work. And we've overworked this year with fundraisers because of the fact that we got down to under $100 in our account in January. It was unbelievable. And we do make money from the mortgages. A lot of people do not understand that the Habitat family has a mortgage. It is an interest-free mortgage, but the mortgage part does not change, but the escrow may, which the escrow are the taxes and insurance. That may change,
So
which
the
would
clients-
change
The clients will have a fixed principal and interest payment for 30 years.
no interest, 0%
Oh, yes, that's right.
interest.
Thank you for reminding me. That's my bank side figure.
I know, and
Principal payment.
there are Habitats who have now gone and gotten lower interest rates from banks. We are not one of those. We fully service ours. We are an organization that is totally volunteer.
Yes.
We have no paid staff members or anything on our board, and that's unique in many of the communities. Most of them, particularly if they have a restore, or they pay an executive director to take charge of doing things, but we do it all in-house.
So the circle of life and Habitat for Fulton County is you get principal payments from those clients.
Correct,
That goes into your account to help build the next home.
correct,
You look for community fundraising,
correct.
and also recently you've gotten a grant from.
We got a great grant from ARPA, and that's, we get it, they approve it, I believe, August 1st, and we will get the check. I just learned that the other day, 3 days after it will go in the mail. We did get $90,000,
That's
and
awesome.
$30,000 was for the Habitat house, but thanks to NICF, I got an emergency $25,000 from them to make us help finish this house, because of course then their mortgage continues to help Habitat continue. So this $30,000 will go towards the next house, and they already know that. And then $60,000 of that I asked for a storage building that we plan to build and have a possible office for some time when we will have an office open, volunteer-wise, and with a bathroom in there and a conference room, and then the rest will be storage.
So it takes lots of resources basically to keep Habitat going and to build the next house, so you have your own set of tools and things like
We
that.
do now have our own set of
And
tools.
supplies, and so
A
that's
few
what
years ago, a couple of years ago, Donnie Williams passed, and he was one of our main helpers, builders, etc. And all of the builders tend to bring their own tools, and we thought, we're all getting older, including me, and so we were an older board and an older group of people, and by older I mean 75 and older, and building and working, and as you know, we're all going to leave this earth sometime. So at any rate, when Donnie left and people started donating Habitat, we decided to get tools. So we have tools that we have bought.
And you need a storage for the facility for all those resources, and that comes from the American Rescue Plan that the county helps decide how that gets allocated.
Correct.
So
Correct.
congratulations on that.
Thanks, and it's great that they recognized Habitat and did give us that money as well. everything's been a blessing and falling in place. And then also on Saturday, this Saturday, the 23rd, we have a Dine and Donate project at Wings. And it is also on Habitat, and we have posted it on Facebook. You just take that picture of our flyer and take it into Wings, make sure your server knows that you have that. You can use it from your phone with a picture, and 15% of everything except liquor. So soda,
Wings,
wings,
sandwiches, everything.
anything will be given to Habitat, and it's all day long from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. So you could go in at lunch or at supper. We will not
Lunch and dinner.
You could go both, absolutely.
So thank you to Wings, etc. for helping out Habitat this year.
Yes,
It'll
and
be a
we-
great opportunity.
And we've had a fundraiser at Dairy Queen, and we've had a fundraiser at Flagpole as well. Like I said, we've been very busy trying to almost immediately get funds.
Funds for the next house. So
Yes.
This community supports Habitat very well. Thank you for the community volunteers and the dollars that go. That's
Correct.
That's how it all happens. Is there's workers and there's money that has to pay for the supplies and housing.
Yes, and then the houses, of course, add back to our mortgage, and we have right now about 2,200 a month coming for mortgages. It doesn't sound like as many, but because we only have 10 mortgages, 5 are no longer part of us, and this will be the 11th.
So approximately $25,000 a year comes in to build a new house. You look for volunteer donations to the community. So
Correct.
all that adds up, because with this house, I know the cost of housing went up considerably. This is
We're over
probably the most
100.
expensive house.
It is. We're like 130,000 on this house.
So hopefully
It's
those
just materials.
material prices will stabilize and get back to more affordable housing and put more houses out there, and you're accepting applications for the next house now.
We are, and they do have to have an income, and they do have to have had a job. And I've had some people who are on the recovery program, and they have to be off of any ankle bracelets or anything for a year. And we have a couple in the process that are trying to get there in order to try to build for them as well. We'd love to build for another veteran. We haven't built for a veteran for a while. So we're always looking for different groups to try to build for.
So thank you to Karmin Reeves and Habitat for Humanity and all they do for the community. We talked a little bit about homeless people, but there's providing affordable housing to people in our community, and there's always a need for that.
It is decent, affordable housing. And thank you to all those that are volunteers. Thank you to all those on the board. And we're always looking for good new board members, and they come in February. So if you're out there listening and think, I want to get involved in the board, give me a call, and we'll put your name out there in January when we go looking and vote for board members, and then you start in February.
Well, thank you, Carmen. Anything else you'd like to include as we wrap up today about Fulton County Habitat for Humanity?
One more plug for sponsors for the golf outing. Thank you to Art. Thank you to the community. Thank you to First Federal for all they do. Thank you to all the donations and people that donate and volunteer their time.
And this is true. You hear the phrase, it takes a community, it takes a village. It truly does with Habitat, and
Yes.
there's great benefits that come from that. So thank
Yes,
you.
there is. Thank you.
So, trivia, Paul.
All right.
Jimmy and
let's do
Rosalind Carter, 1984 to 2019. That's many years.
this.
How many homes have they participated in repairing or building? 4,300, 4,700, 5,100, or 55, or 5,600?
I'm gonna go with 43.
43. Did you see the answer on the back of my script here?
No.
I was
4,331 homes.
That's just where I was. Is that?
Yeah. It
Because I
makes
was trying to
sense.
think, because most of these communities are 30 to 40 houses, plus they do some other work, and you figure that many years, that's sort of where I got
It made sense. I didn't want to go too high
it. Right.
because then be like, okay, so they're doing 5, 6, 7, 8 homes every year at minimum, which I'm sure they're
Oh,
probably
they do
hands on
more
more than that. But,
Right.
Well,
yeah,
congratulations, you got it right.
awesome.
Good job again. I see a sigh of disappointment from Tanner because I think he was really trying to fool you this time.
I was.
Luck, Tanner.
Yeah, I was.
He did include the president because it was President Carter, so maybe
Yeah.
we need to go back to more president questions.
Yeah.
So we'll close with words of wisdom. Actually, we have two today.
Okay.
One is the one I picked is in honor of Shark Week. This comes from Tracy Morgan from the show 30 Rock.
All right.
Treat every week like it's Shark Week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I know what that means, but
Sounds good.
It's always an exciting, fun-filled time with monsters who like to eat things.
okay. Now here's Tanner's better words of wisdom. Home is the nicest word there is. Laura Ingalls Wilder, American author. Home is the nicest word there is.
Nice.
Thank you for Habitat for making that happen in our community. Thank you to our community, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week, Todd. Thank you so much.
Thank you.